Hey y'all, it's Jessica at Freesia Property Group. I've got another great property to show you today. This one is in Denmark, Tennessee. This property is in Denmark on Williamson Road. It is in Madison County, Tennessee, which is sort of in between Memphis and Nashville. So if you drew a diagonal line between Memphis and Nashville, Tennessee, that is where this property is located. It's 6.09 acres. It's zoned residential. It is not inside of a subdivision. It is flat to gently sloping, and we'll talk more about the terrain here in a second. And it's wooded and buildable. There is electricity at the street. You'll need a septic tank and a well in this area. It's pretty off of the main drag, and you do have one neighbor, so that is a good sign that septic will be fine. And both well and septic are standard for this area. So here is the property here. That little red marker is the property for sale. And you can see there is one house there. It's going to be to your east. But all the other land around you is vacant, which is really nice. You won't have very many neighbors. And then the part that you can see off of the screen on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, that is all vacant land as well. So it should be pretty peaceful out here. There's no HOA. The zoning is very free here. You can have a single wide or a double wide mobile home, any kind of additional garden workshop, garage to work on your cars. You can have your livestock and have your gardens or even crops. That's fine. And you can store all of those big toys that you want to take out to the river there on your lot. So you can save on those storage fees by just keeping them there on your lot. This picture is trying to show you the slope. So that red arrow at in the center of the screen is pointing to a white line. That white line is drawn from west to east on the property. And if you look at the bottom, that shows you what the elevation is like for this land. So it does rise from the street. And when you're standing there at the street, you can see there's a rise, but it's not very drastic at all. The high point of the property is round about the middle, and then it does slope down a little bit towards the back. So as far as Tennessee land goes, guys, this is great because you're not going to have to worry too much about grading and things like that. You may have to do a little depending on what you want to do, but this is a great looking property from that sense. So Denmark is just a little tiny dot on the map these days. It only really has a post office and an elementary school. So for most of your things, you're going to be going to Jackson. So if you go 2 miles east and a little north, you'll get to the southern side of Jackson. So it's nice to be out of town, but you're still kind of close to those things that you want. Jackson has a couple of Walmarts and a Lowe's, groceries. They have lots of entertainment options there. And on the other side, if you go the other direction, you'll hit I-40, which is a major corridor to other places, obviously. And then on the other side of that is Brownsville. And Brownsville's a smaller town, but still has some really cool things like this. This Delta Heritage Center is so cool. This is where Tina Turner went to school in her one-room schoolhouse as a child, and they have a cool museum there. And if you're an outdoors person, a sportsman, then you'll be really close to the Hatchie National Wildlife Refuge, and that is over 11,000 acres for waterfowl and deer and hunting and hiking. It's just beautiful there. So lots of good opportunities around this particular property. And then here you can see what it's going to be like to get to other regional towns in the area. So like I was saying, this property is kind of, Jackson's kind of, I don't want to say midway, but almost it's a regional hub that kind of unites Memphis and Nashville. So it's a pretty big town. And Denmark, where this property is about 10 miles outside of Jackson. So it's kind of in the middle of those two really big hubs if you need to travel or you want to get out of the city to get to your property, your getaway property, make this your weekend getaway. You won't have to drive forever to get there, which is great. If you go south, it's not too far to Corinth, Mississippi, too. So this is well positioned to be able to get to some really big regional places really quickly or commute to your job. This is always my favorite slide. We are really proud of the fact that we are helping people become landowners at prices below retail. That's really important to us. And so we are glad to be able to pass these savings along. Now, when I was running the comps, they wanted to include properties that were closer to Jackson. I didn't think that was appropriate because honestly, this property is a little further out there. And so we tried to include in this list some properties that were the same, further out, not closer to the town of Jackson. So that's what we tried to include here. And as you can see, we're killing it again on the price per acre. So this is a great value. Well, that's it for now. We'd love to hear from you. Please give us a call or email us, and hopefully we can talk again soon. Have a great day, y'all.